Thank you. First, I'd like to thank you, all of you, being in my short presentation today. And then also I thanks to the Handheld Learning, this conference organization, inviting me here. Secondly, I'd like to say I really apologize that my speaking is not that good. So even though you don't understand what I'm saying, please just guess. And then I have another thanks to the Samsung people in UK, because they put the video in my presentation to cut down my speaking. Okay, so thanks about that. So you'll see that the first some videos over here, and then showing that where are we, and then what is the circumstances which we are living on, something like that. So let's watch. Okay, I think that you enjoyed that video show, and maybe it is a start to think about again where are we and what we have to do, something like that. So today, the given time is very short. So this video that took out my half of the presentation time. So I'm gonna show that some few slides over here, and then I'm gonna talk a lot more than the slides. Okay. So previous one. Okay. Actually, I'm a technology guy. I'm an engineer, not the person in the education, and then not the person in the service, something like that. So I do not much know about these terms listed in here, but the people here are experts who's consider and then think and then do a lot of things about these issues here: efficiency and innovation, authenticity, and blah blah blah, something like that. But and the last one, how does Samsung address this all? No, Samsung will not address all by how can I say? This is the how can I say? I'm sorry. To do and then to overcome and then to make the solution about these listed issues is not the act or job only for one guy. So what I'm trying to say here is Samsung is not the only one. We have to cooperate. We have to communicate. We have to work together to solve the problems and then a lot of thoughts, something like that. So what is the strategy of the Samsung over here is MDC. We call it just in short MDC. It's a market-driven change. So this is the very basic strategy of the Samsung's business. Because of this MDC, that's why I'm here, even though I'm an engineer, not an education guy. Because I'm here to listen to you, what you really need for the technology to accomplish your project, and then for the better education. So just let us know. Samsung is ready to help you, and then maybe not only Samsung, there's a lot of companies having the booths out there, so they are ready to help you. So just let us know. That is at the first step of the MDC. So communication is very important, because if we build some technology which does not need by the users, it's useless, just spending money and spending time. So we would like to spend our money and time what you really need. Okay, in the next slide, I just to talk about the various technology. It is too short. I mean, to comment in this short presentation. So I just picked some number of technology which will be interested by you people here. So something like user interface is very important, like a display and input device, and then something like that. So unlike these days display like monitor or your handphone and everything, it has LCD right now, but it is a hard one. It cannot bend, and it is heavy, and it is thick. But in the future, not in the future, I mean, even these days, you can find that the small size and then very low resolution and then a little bit lower technology, flexible display. You can find it in the market already. But what I'm trying to say is that even in 5 years later, I think that the current LCD, it will be replaced by this kind of very high resolution and very high technology flexible display, something like that. So it means the students can have just like a paper notebook in their hands, not a computer, not a UMPC, not that one. So you just have that just very thin e-paper, and then that's all. And the one is that the CPU and the computing power is getting better and better, you know that. But for the education system, I think that the current CPU's computing power is already matured. I mean, you don't need more than that, because most of the CPU guys, they are trying to put their CPU in better, faster, and something like that. But yeah, we can let them do that. But for the education, we have to think that what we need, what amount of the computing power we need. So in the case, I think that when we think about the computing power, the current technology is enough. And then also there is some storage. Yeah, usually the current these days computer using the hard disk drive in it for the storage. But you might see that on the newspaper, the non-volatile memory, like flash memory and something like that, is going to be replaced at the storage. And then after that, because the communication is getting better and better, I mean, has another step forward to the much better than the current technology. That means maybe 5 years later, you don't have to have that storage device in your device, in handheld device. Just having that communication device, that's all. You just connect to that some storage in other space, in other room. Okay, so that makes that your handheld device getting lighter. Okay, something like that. Okay, this is the little one slide that I'll talk about in what's happening in Korea. You might have heard about that. The Korea is the #1 in high-speed network in terms of using that high-speed network. So almost Korean house has that hookup to the internet with high-speed network these days. Even my home, when I downloaded some big size 2 hours video, it takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's all. Sorry. So let me introduce what kind of some new technology is emerging into the Korean society. The one is a video broadcast on the go. Actually, we have 2 different services. Which one? The first one is the satellite DMB, and then the second one is the terrestrial DMB. We have both. So I don't have to carry the analog TV to show that my favorite TV show on the way. So just bring that the small size one, or this computer also can be acted as a DMB player. And then another one is the handheld culture. I mean, in Korea, the Korean people has, especially under 40 ages, like 20 teens and 20s and 30s, I think at least one handheld device is used by them, at least one. Some people has a number of handheld devices in their hand. And by using that, to see that some video, listening music, and then seeing the ebook, and then communicating with others, and something like that. And then handheld classroom, it shows that actually the team members in my team in Korea, a lot of Korean people spend a lot of time to learn the foreign languages, like the English, and then these days the Chinese, something like that. So using the handheld device for the learning is already very popular in Korea. And social networking in your hands, that means that by that no, not the right. When the network was enough to play with 1,000 people and a million people, the social networking started in that internet. And then the one of the very famous one is famous site is a Psy World in Korea. And then that Psy World is at some private individual website. And then that website was chosen about last month by the Harvard as a very successful business model in social networks. So something like that. A lot of things happening in Korea in various ways. So it could be this kind of happenings could be the same in the UK soon, or maybe it's already happening. So why I put this slide over here is we better watch that and keep an eye on the technology and also what the youngest guys and the young people wants to do. Next. Okay. I just show that this one because my colleague said that my time is already up. So let me just say two things. One thing is that 5 years later, you're not going to see this kind of thing, okay? Maybe, maybe somebody heard about that wearable computer and something like that. So that means you don't have to know where it is. You just, you use the computer, but you don't know where it is, okay? Something like that. So you just need just thin and page e-paper or something like that. And then, I mentioned that each items over here, so let me cut it down to that last speaking. That is, this is your show, not mine. I mean, like a Samsung. So you are the host, and then you are making your own show. Just let Samsung or let other companies to help you as an assistant to your show. So we are ready. So just tell me what I have to do. Then we will do it. Thank you.
I'm always, thank you, Jess, that's terrific. As you look around the world, it's interesting, isn't it? 2 or 3 countries are good at car manufacture, 2 or 3 countries are good at rugby, 2 or 3 countries are, what can I tell you? 2 or 3 countries are good at most of our major industries. I wonder which 2 or 3 will be good at learning. It's an interesting debate, isn't it? It certainly won't be all of us, will it?